What's up, witches? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Joe. Welcome, Sam and Marcy and Roxanne. I'm so glad to see you guys. If you are watching but not in the chat, pop in and say hello. If you are new to the channel, you must be subscribed to join in the chat, and you have to wait a whole minute after you subscribe to be able to participate. So if you want to, jump on in. Hey, Laura. Yes, Joe, that sounds very cool. Lurk all you want, Laura, my dear. Oh, my goodness. Pecantassies? Hi, Catherine. Yes, and happy Women's Day. You know, oh, joy that we get a whole day. Anyway, I shan't go down this cynical road. Yes, happy International Women's Day. That's what I meant to do. Get a different glass for my water. Welcome everybody that's coming in little by little. There's 12 of us here now. And you are most welcome here. How have you been doing? I was touch and go for a little while because this afternoon I took a big dip and started getting quite a frontal headache here. Coffee wiped that out, but my hands are a bit shaky. So, hello Capricorn Moon. I cannot remember your name off the top of my head. Tavia, welcome, my love. So good to see you. How are you guys doing behind this full moon? Woo, baby. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been something else. And I don't feel them the way I used to. The big, things tend to be a little more even keeled for me. But I'm noticing kind of the deep, subtle things. And I've had this particular just kind of fogginess going on. I've noticed that it's not only me, people opening their mouth to say one word and another one comes out. This has been going on for a couple of weeks now. And it's just the damnedest thing because a word will come out and it's like, that is not at all what I intended to say. So there's some kind of scrambly stuff going on there. And let's mention that I've got Saturn creeping up on my moon right now, and it's going to be doing the hokey pokey over my moon for the next year, more than, for the rest of this year and a little bit more than that. So the first pass, I'm not expecting things to be so bad, but the retrograde is going to be a bitch. Anyhow, it's not even lunar spasms, it's completely different words, like an entirely different, out of context, actual word. It's been something. And I want to talk a little bit more about this, not just this full moon, but Saturn into Pisces. And when I was shooting the video, I had, that's what I felt like. Fog. There's so many ways you can look at things, and I come from the standpoint of Capricorn is not at all comfortable in Pisces. It's an inconjunct. So is that an inconjunct? Okay, it's an inconjunct to its sign of exaltation is what I want to say. Its sign of exaltation is Libra, and Aries is the opposite sign to that. So if you move one sign either side of that opposition, then you get an inconjunct. So it's kind of in a sign that stands inconjunct to Saturn's sign of exaltation. It's most fully expressive sign, Libra. So there are adjustments to be made. And Saturn, we think of cold, hard, shriveled, shrunk, dry, restrictive, dour, negative. All of these keywords go along with Saturn, as do structure and responsibility and duty and law and, restriction, good, healthy restriction, discipline, self-control, achievement, progress, progression. I should say progression is Saturn, slow, steady, And when you put it in Pisces, and it's eminently practical because it's an earth planet. It rules Capricorn, an earth sign. And so, and it's a cardinal earth sign. So it means being in the now in a practical way, which is why it rules executives and executive ability. Because I'm in the now, I can see what needs to be done. I've got the structure in my mind. I can delegate and say, this is what needs to happen, Pisces is a mutable sign, endings, not in the now, it's in the past, totally in the past. And earth and water, not completely incompatible. They're both receptive experiential signs. They kind of make mud together. But, I think about Saturn moving in under Neptune's sway. It's moving into Neptune's territory, right? So I kind of look at what effect the sign is having on Saturn first. And that is to kind of make things not so clear, not so practical, fuzzy, nebulous, hard to grasp. And Saturn, all about structure and practicality, does not have a good time there. So we have to make adjustments here and figure out how we can still put some definition into times where it's just really hard to define. And I think under this energy, where we have to look is to ourselves. We have to look at our own self-control, our own discipline, and in a day-to-day practical way. Not big stuff. I don't think planning big stuff is going to work out too well under this. But if we take things kind of the other way and look at what Saturn can bring to the fogginess, the slipperiness, the mystery of Pisces, we bring that element of structure and responsibility into the realm of the spiritual, the realm of boundarylessness. So unity, joining with, when all the boundaries dissolve, we come into unity, where my own ego and identity dissolve. Hold on a second here. I do believe. Oh no, we're good. Never mind. So what can we do with that? Well, this is where we get on the front end of things. And, when we've got a heavy planet, an influential, consequential, significant planetary body, spending 2.5 years in a sign where it's incredibly discomfortable, we have to kind of get on the front end and look at how we can use that energy before or while it's using us. And so we can look at bringing structure into our spiritual practice, and maybe doing something scheduled or doing something that is routine every day. We can look at structure like, guided meditations, and something maybe that you don't have to rely on your own self-discipline. Maybe there's an alarm that goes off on your phone at a particular time every day, and it's a no-brainer. You stick in the headphones and put on a meditation, So this is we're going to have a hard time with this structure. And the other thing is, call in your helpers, call in your guides, call in spirit to help you while you're grappling with this sense of dissolving structure. Okay, so I'm going back to some messages. What are picantassies? Oh, is that what you call them? I like those at Yule. Well, with the moon water thing, I am 90% water, and the moon influences me. I am my own moon water. Just hold it, put the intention in, you know, you got magic, Joe, you can do it. Yep. The 3 C's, crystallization, construction, and constriction. Well, see, that's the thing. When you put it under, that's what Saturn stands for. Those are the energies of Saturn: construction, constriction, crystallization, calcification, all of these hardening kind of things. And then you go into the realm of the dissolver. So what we have to, so what I would say is you really can't depend on things crystallizing here. That things may be nebulous, that you may find it very difficult to impose structure on something or get something built or planned or, you know, harnessed in some way. But what you can do is look deeply into your own issues around Saturn things. You know, how do you deal with authority? Do you have trauma with authority? Do you have, you know, do you have kind of deep-seated neurotic issues about structure and responsibility and self-discipline and stuff? So it's a good time to look at subconscious currents that go on for us, because that's Pisces, right? You can look for deep-seated negative messages that you've internalized. Anything that's in your subconscious, that's Pisces. So Saturn, the Lord of Karma, takes a trip through the sign of the 12th house, the house of your self-undoing, and where you hide all your shit, you know. So Saturn may be calling us at this time to take responsibility for those things, and to be, you know, self-responsible for the secrets that we've kept, the shame that we've held on to. Saturn is shame too. And, you know, look at how we can kind of deal with those in a spiritual way, in a way that calls in spirit and spiritual practices like magic, like intention, like meditation, you know. So this, I think, is how we look at those combined energies. Okay, I got to back up again because I see there is a rollicking discussion going on. All right. Hello, Ella Marie. A lot of stuff to wane away, yep. Penny Thornton, okay. 2.5 years of Saturn in Pisces, yep. Yes, I agree, Tavia. 2.5 years of Saturn in Pisces will end up with us more stable in our universal connection. Yes, so that's Saturn stability. And then the universal connection is Pisces. So, you know, we will eventually get to more stability. But I think on the front end, what happens is, you know, Saturn's got to walk into a place where he's really not that comfortable. And then we get to sort out, you know, what exactly that looks like, and sort of swim up that stream against the current in order to find a way to get structure and get a plan put together. Only one of us here, right? I agree, Tavia. Absolutely, what house it's in is important. It's in my 4th. So, Gateway, okay, Samantha says, I pulled out the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, 3 cards that came out: Sacred Inner Space, Lemurian Seed Codes, and Akashic Records. Boom, 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 boom. And yes, Sacred Inner Space. Seed codes, looking at how we can kind of restructure what's going on in the unconscious mind. That's a really great use. Sacral chakra, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, clearing out old stories. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It is a process. Alrighty then. Let's do a bit of a blessing here. I'm using cedar, as I have now burnt through all of the crumbs of my white sage. And that 1 pound bag lasted me years. By Aaron Aaron Fire, may we be purified and charged. water and earth. May we be blessed and made whole by the sound of the Spirit. May we feel the blessing awaken with us. May we feel our own spirit, boundaryless, limitless, always in union. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, welcome. We welcome you to this space. Please be active tonight. We invite you in and out to play, and I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael. And I offer you my perfect love and perfect trust. All righty. Let's do just a quick grounding, everybody. Sit, do what you know what to do. Send down your root. Down into the earth. Feel it connect. Feel that energy rush into your body, instantly filling it. 3 breaths, let it all out. Take it in, strengthen the energy. I'm releasing only the breath. 2 more times. One more. Send it out the top. Ooh, my egg wants to be big tonight. Feel it come down all around you into the earth, hugging your root. Open up your crown. Feel the cosmos pour in. Joining with earth energy, spinning and spiraling all the way down, filling up your body from your toes to the tip of your head, and then down the cord, joining with the egg and back up the outside. Take a deep breath. Exhale and push out a ring. And remember, there is no time and space when we're doing magical, energetic things. So that ring instantly is at the place where it connects and intersects with all the others of everyone else in this little circle, whether you're watching live or watching later. The circle is open, or the circle is cast, I should say. Alrighty, party's open. Let's look at our decks. Gunk. All right, tonight we have Froude's Fairies Oracle. I gotta do some repair. We have the Otherkin Tarot. Was it last week that I had the botanical, Hedgewitch Botanical, or a couple weeks ago? Same artist, Siolo Thompson. Then we have the Hidden Realm, Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Pairs very well with Froude's Fairies. Then, see these dice? Those aren't those dice. They're different dice, but they're still 3 dice. And it is the Goddess Guide Me dice. So, then we have the Wisdom of Tao Oracle. And the oldie in the bunch, the Barbara Walker Tarot. All right. And you know what else? Looky. Does she know a little red dye? Oh, looky, looky. There's a little blue dye. Because, look. Is this the little tubo dye you got, Sam? And you see the original red is in there, partying with the rest of the dice, while the dark blue comes to the fore this time. And here, let's get a little blessing here. Here, welcome, tiny blue dye. Okay, I love dice too. I love the sounds they make. Clicky clacky. I don't like sitting with my back to a door. Well, in my home, yes, but I know what you mean. I like to be able to see. All right. What energies are we looking at tonight? We are looking at the North Node in Scorpio. Interesting. In the 9th house. So, the North Node is our karmic way forward. It's new territory. It's what comes after we're done dealing with our old stuff, the old and familiar. So this kind of denotes the cross between the part of our life where we are dealing with our past stuff and all the consequences that are coming at us. And hopefully we have taken responsibility, a Saturn thing, and come out of victimhood, a Pisces thing. And we cross into, okay, now what's my life's purpose? We are building, we are out creating, acting in, and building new karma, because everything we do has a consequence. Cause and effect. That's what karma means. Cause and effect. Plain and simple. So, but this is new territory. I'm trying new things. I'm not going over the same old road and the same ruts in the same road. I am forging a new path, hopefully in service to my life's purpose. In Scorpio is, deep and extreme and transformative and magical, the deep, deep, deep stuff. And then we've got the 9th house. Scorpio in the 9th house can talk about extreme philosophies. It can talk about some fanaticism maybe. But it's also intensity. It means diving all the way to the bottom of philosophies and spiritual ideas and religious ideas. And it can also talk about extreme things on a global level. As I think it's really appropriate, since we're looking at Pluto going into a new sign, going into Aquarius on the 23rd. So we're about to forge some new karmic territory of a Plutonian nature with a global impact. I don't think it gets much more pertinent than that. Do you? All right. The bones in the bag. So you know what else I love? I have a set of dominoes that are made from like the stone kind of, I don't even know really what the material is, and they have the most delicious clacky sounds. I just want to go, I love it. All right, and same thing with the runes. The original Bloom runes had that clacky kind of sound too, but they're sort of rough. The dominoes I have are smooth and ooh, such fun. Quantifying gratitude for the lessons and living through them. Right on. Okay, who is up first tonight? Number 4. Goddess Guide Me is up first. I like that. I like that a lot. So, if you're unfamiliar with this set, this is a Zerner Farber creation, and it has 3 sections. There's head, heart, and home. And then you have a die for each of the sections. I believe, let's see, this is home, this is heart, this is head. And then you match the, yeah, I think that's the way it is. You match whatever number with whatever section, and then you get a composite goddess. So, oh, goddess, do we need you? We're opening the door and calling. We are open and receptive. We are grateful for the aspects of yourself that you show us for the times that we're moving through. What do we need, dearest goddess? Okay, so the head is number 11. which is, oh God, I don't think they have a, do I have to go through all these? 1, 2, oh, I see. The numbers are on this side. It's been a long time since I pulled this because it usually lives in with the books and I just don't see it. Okay. The heart is number 1. And the home is number 9. How interesting. We had 9th house there. All right. Okay. So here is our composite goddess. And for the head, we have Atlantia, goddess of the unexpected. Thank you. My head is crowned with the brilliant energy of a new idea, a reward for my being open to the infinite possibilities of life. This is so Uranian. I look at my life's goals as if seeing them for the first time. I am too much of a skeptic to deny the possibility of anything. So looking at your life's goals as if seeing them for the first time, this is really a great use of Saturn in Pisces. You know, if what you thought you knew about your life's purpose suddenly feels like it's just dissolved on you and evaporated, and now what do I do? You can look with fresh eyes. What is my life's purpose? What in this moment is really calling me? I just read an article the other day about the trap of what are you going to do for the rest of your life? And this person was an advocate of changing up your career like radically every 10 years. Because he said when you get to the point, 10 years, you're kind of an expert. And then you get to a point where you have locked down, and because you're considered an expert, you're very reluctant to change your ideas. So it talked about just kind of challenging yourself with a whole new direction every 10 years, and then you will be living life in that beginner's mind again and learning new things, and instead of going stale and calcified like Saturn wants us to do. And this is talking about, what's waiting for Pluto, Aquarius. So being able to look at our life's purpose and our life's goals as if for the first time. And under this, so Saturn is goals. Under Pisces, where things can dissolve, maybe we can give ourselves permission to say, you know what, is that really my goal still? Does that still resonate for me? Does it still, give me the tinglies? And give yourself permission to change your mind. Because Saturn is dogma. It's things we do because it's time to do it, because of tradition, because I've been doing it a long time, haven't questioned it, haven't looked at it with fresh eyes forever. This is saying time to look with fresh eyes. Perfect thing for Saturn and Pisces. Romi Kumu is the heart, goddess of willpower. My heart glows like red-hot coals, for at its center is my smoldering desire, symbolized by the purposeful single eye that sees things only one way. I feel certain that I am powerful enough to materialize my heart's desires. So that I forgot about these keywords. For the head says think freely. For the heart, feel powerful. And then at the bottom, for home, we have Lakshmi. Yay, the goddess of wisdom. My home is the jungle clearing where the waters of life bestow their blessing upon all who come to drink. I stand upon my sacred stone, the amethyst. It gives me the ability to recognize and speak only truth. My sacred animal is the wise elephant, whose towering height and strength clear away obstacles, enabling us to perceive more about our world. I use my wisdom to devise ways to learn more about myself and my world, for I can afford to be generous with the gift of my attention. Ooh! I can afford to be generous with the gift of my attention, expand awareness. That's 9th house. Willpower is certainly Scorpio. Free thinking can take us on the road to new adventures, to new understanding, and away from the old, well-trodden karmic path. Wow. Okay. So easy. Last time Saturn was in Pisces, you started grad school. Wow. Hoo-hoo. Change spiritual practices every 10 years. Blind man and elephant, always a new way to see the divine. Yes, Tavia, I know. I haven't tracked like years, but yeah, it's good to change things. And you're not being, because there is no one right way and it's all the same thing. Many paths, one mountain, it is good to experience other things. Went to massage school and then walked barefoot on hot coals. Oh, Tavia! Terrifying. I could never. Lakshmi and Ganesh have been loud and proud lately. Catherine. Yep. I betcha. Okay, let's go on. Thank you, my goddess. Who's up next? Other kin. All right. I did not interview this deck when I pulled it out. It just said, hey, what about me? And ooh, I have to tell you what I did this weekend. First of all, I got a cortisone shot last Thursday. I kind of bit the tip of my tongue there. And ooh-wee, it definitely showed me that my adrenals are still having problems, because suddenly it's like, hey, I feel normal. I'm going to clean. So I redid my entire shelf where the collection is. I moved books, so now it's like the collection takes up the whole shelving unit. It's awesome. And the decks are all breathing because they were stacked too deep, from front to back, and many deep from top to bottom. And, I had to move things to see everything very well, but now everybody is breathing. They don't want to be shuffled like that anymore. Okay. Okay, so maybe very hot. Right. Okay. Oop. Okay. The Eight of Swords came out first. So look at the blindfold on the little bird. This is the card of being in a trap of your own making. And since it is swords, it's certainly in the mental realm. So it is time to look at where possibly through Saturnine dogma, you have just gone blind, to how you keep yourself trapped. Let's pull some more. Okay, we have the Lovers. We have the King of Wands. The Magician. I'm just throwing them. I don't even have a plan here. Okay. And then we have Temperance. Three of Pentacles and Temperance. So we're talking here about how do we recognize the traps that we've set for ourselves, and then how do we let ourselves out? Well, the Magician is right here. So the key is, remember that we have magic, and the new karmic territory that we're forging may be in, for the first time, recognizing some habits that we either were trained in or picked up along the way, or we're convinced we're actually healthy and we're finding out they're not. And they're screaming in my ear that we have to look for the source of our discomfort. So to find that new territory, we look inside for the source of our discomfort, not outside. And if we look inside, we can find how our habits of mind are keeping us trapped in some way. So when he's talking about changing career every 10 years, the golden handcuffs become a huge issue there. But what about the money, And so we've got to put ourselves first. We have to put ourselves and our own karmic journey first, and be bold, be bold and trust. We need to trust our guides. Okay, the Lover's card talks about that passion for life, that, think about how you feel when you're in love. That rush, that openness, that energy, that electricity, and, the bliss. And so the Lover's, and there's nothing more attractive, So the Lover's card is about rekindling that passion. And we've got King of Wands here, who knows all about passion. He knows all about passion that is directed, structured, and directed. So we tap in to the loves of our lives, the love of our life. And it needs to be in here, the love of your life, not a person out there, okay? Here's the love of my life. And I can create from that. King of Wands says, I tap into that energy, and then I have the skill and the experience. I know how to use the tools in my hands, and I will pour that creativity into it and take it from just creativity into the realm of magic. Pulling the elements in, the guides in. And then Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration. It can also just talk about executing a plan. Look at the honeycomb cells here. Structure, regularity, geometry. And the structure of a honeycomb isn't an artificial structure. It's tied in with sacred geometry. So we look here to look at the new structures that we want to build need to be organic in the, how do I want to say this? Organically spiritual in the realm of spirit. They need not to fly in the face of the way of the universe, of the spiritual flow going through our lives. So we structure according to universal law and in line with our spiritual beliefs and our highest purpose. There's the message. And then we have Temperance over here. So we are at one time assimilating lessons from the past and blending, but we are also taking care that we do not go too far one way or the other, and we are allowing the hot times that we go through to temper us into strength and flexibility. Okay, that's the kind of tempering that's coming up for me here. All right, let's see. One more card in the otherkin. Okay, hold on. I'm catching up on 93, then 94 and 6. Oh, okay. 93, well, I was having my daughter, and then I was getting a divorce from her father. Gosh, structure disappearing maybe? New karmic path? Okay, 98, okay. Okay, I will do one more. Oh, Joe. Oh, honey. Bless your heart. And I mean that not at all ironically. Bless it with everything I've got, Joe. Well done. Pisces is dreams. Yes, dream work. Absolutely. Dreams get even more interesting and abstract. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. You are here right on time, my dear. Oh, yeah, I know. I would have to start so late. I used to do it at 8 or 8:30, and I know I lost some people when I went earlier here, but okay. I'm just glad you're here, my dear. Tilted your trifocal slot 93 was 98. Yep. Wow. All right. So here's the one more, the Six of Swords. So this is telling us that we successfully cross. We successfully navigate through conflict and change and things that may be stressful and things that may not be clear, So we have the skill to move across through troubled waters. We are on our way. We're in the middle of it, you guys. We're in it. We have been in it for a while now. Okay. Dragon's blood. Hell yeah. I have some dragon's blood somewhere. Ooh, you know what? I think I will go get a little piece of dragon's blood if I can grab it real quick. Mata. Okay, well, let me use my little spoon here. I'm just going to take a little bit. Ah. Now, that should give everything a giant kick in the ass. Dragon's blood concentrates and empowers and boosts everything. So thank you. This is getting sent up to all of my helpers. Thank you so much. Alrighty, who's next? Three, the hidden realm. And yes, I agree, Marcy, that it is such a powerful deck. You know, it's one of those decks that can sneak up on you. And I forget because, like I said, I had the decks, you know, too deep from front to back, and so decks have been hiding. And, you know, the images are so calm and restful and simple, not simplistic, but simple. But yeah, it packs a wallop. Okay. All right. March 11th, huh? So where does the March 11th date come from? Is that the first? Because I know that's when it landed around here, but it was in the US, you know, back in February. So I don't know, but March 11th rings my bell because that was the Great East Japan Earthquake. It is strong stuff. Mighty, mighty dragon's blood. Red tiger eye. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sorry, I'm really enjoying shuffling. That one wanted to come off the top, so here we go. We have the Six of Wands. So we ended with the Six of Swords, and now we start with the Six of Wands. This is the Victory card. I am noticing how she has, hold on, let's see, there's little fairies floating all around her. I like the way she has an arm up and an arm down. Now, only I think the Mythic Tarot does it the way I learned, you know, what the Magician is about, with the left hand up and the right hand pointing down to earth, so that on this receptive right brain side of the body, which is the left side, that is how you tap into and pull spirit down, and then through the right hand, which is the sending hand, you send it into earth to bring it into manifestation. But everybody else switches them. So, but it is the Victory card. Let's just go the same way I went before. Five of Swords. So Six of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Six of Cups. I did a reading last night and I had 3 aces and 3 sixes. Okay. All right. So we're focusing on victory, the fruitful way forward. And we've got 5 of Swords here. And some say, you know, abuse of power, but the message that's coming through from the 5 of Swords to me right now is our ability to tap into that extreme power, the extremity of our power when battle is required. So one of the reckonings we can have is, how far am I willing to go? What does fight mean to me? What can I do, all right, to attain victory? Then we've got the Six of Cups here. And look at her in the water. It's kind of like Ophelia just sat up instead of floating dead. So she is in the water, and it's talking about memory. It looks like her eyes aren't quite closed. So we talk about tapping into the past here. And then here we have the Fortune Fairy. So the Wheel of Fortune, it talks about things changing. Look at the sun. Look at the solar wheel here. Things changing. She's got blooming flowers and she's getting ready to blow a seed head there. So it's the full life-death cycle. Then we have the King of Pentacles here, being the steward of resources, having the greatest power, you know, or having the ultimate control of your resources. And then we've got the Sun. All right, hold on a second. So the Victory card talks about acknowledging that things are changing. They are constantly changing. And we can be victorious if we go with that change. If we, and what does it mean to go with that change? It means not to try to grasp, not to try to pin something down, not to try to possess it, hold on to it, because that's where we get into a kind of suffering, right? Things are changing. So here, Five of Swords, what has the power dynamic been in your life and in the past? Here's Six of Cups talking about the past. Power dynamics of the past, fights from the past, conflict from the past. Being a steward of our resources so that the planet is no longer suffering. And then here's the Sun with things coming out into the light of day. Look at the mirror here. This is the old toxic abuse of power, the old use and abuse of power, meaning violence, you know, equating power with force, dominance, and violence. Those are the Plutonian things. And Pluto in Capricorn was all about those old ways. Dominance, you know, force, all of that. But we call that into memory. Yes, this is the way things were, and we let it inform this change that we're in, and then we look at how we can manage our resources in order to be empowered. The Sun is a card of success and empowerment. We've got victory and success here, and all on this side. I think in truth we are collectively, well, we're being forced to grapple with, you know, the ultimate in force and dominance and power during our times recently. And, you know, when we remember the past, we don't want to fall into this, oh, everything was so much better then. Because it wasn't. It just had different kinds of struggles. You know? So we allow things to change. We recognize that it's always the case. And then I love these two. I love these two. Okay. Officially acknowledged being a global pan. Oh, okay. I see. I got you, Samantha. What a date, huh? Blue tiger's eyes. Hawk's eye. Ooh. Yep. Yep. Yes, it is true. But, you know, the classic, if you're moving energy, you put up the receiving side here and the sending side down there. So, okay. Whale. Thank you, fairies of the hidden realm. Oh, goodness. Somebody's meowing their head off out there. Alrighty, who's up next? Okay, we already did number 4. We still need to do 1 and 5 and 6. 4, 1, 5, and 6. Play the game. 2, no, 1, 5, and 6. 2. 1, 5, and 6. 2. 2. God, why am I not gambling? 4. 2. I think this die is loaded. 5. Okay. Somebody gave me a loaded tiny die. All right, the Tao. All right. I think we're going to go with 3 from here. One more of those. I know. All right. 3, please. May I have 3 from this oracle? Ah, okay. There's 1, 2, and we'll take 3 off the top. Conflict. Transformation. Bright future. 5 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune and Magician. Sun. And Temperance. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? My gang is consistent. You got to give them that. And I do. Right. Conflict, Earth. Wu Huang. It says, wait, do nothing. Neutralize disharmony, misunderstanding, and even confrontation. This situation will clear up soon. Be patient. So these have that, kind of oracular, predictive sort of thing. But we're looking at, yes, conflict here. Neutralize disharmony, misunderstanding, and even confrontation. I like the neutralize. How do we do that? We neutralize it in us. There is, in Tibetan practice, there's a thing called the 7-limb prayer that I've talked about many times. And it's 7 purifications. And what it's doing is purifying all of the things that take us down, the path of conflict and harm and trauma and all that, suffering, the path of suffering. So what we do, and it addresses each one. So we bow to purify arrogance. How do you purify arrogance? You bow, you show humility. Right? We offer to purify greed. If you're stuck, what was I just reading? It was talking about if you find yourself completely stuck, either for ideas or just stuck, just give it away. Give your gifts. Just start giving your gifts and things will sort themselves out again. So we bow to purify arrogance. We offer to purify greed. We reveal our negativity to purify anger, hatred, and war. All right? How do you purify war? How do you dispel that? You address your own anger, your own inner conflict. And that will allow you to neutralize disharmony and confrontation. So I'll give you the rest of it. We rejoice to purify jealousy. Jealousy or envy. Envy is probably more appropriate here, but they call it jealousy. It's just that, you have what I want. So you rejoice because when somebody has good fortune, you can either feel horrible about it and awful and, throwing daggers, or if you rejoice in their good fortune, you have joy as well. There's more joy. See? Okay. Joy to purify jealousy. We request teachings to purify ignorance. So it's, this Dharma wheel. So we have our ignorance and we request teachings to purify that. And then we purify our connection to the divine, to spirit. And then we give it all away. Whatever power we gain from this practice, whatever power we have, whatever benefit we have, I give it away to everyone, to all beings. All right. So we neutralize disharmony. Transformation, a cycle, it's called Gyan, a cycle that has completed itself is ready to regenerate. Oh, Pluto change in signs. Profound change must occur for the good. Transformation and rebirth are on their way. Become a seminal part of this force and grow. I'm going to see if there's anything else they have to say about that because, ooh, man, that rang my bell. Do we have any? Uh-oh. I don't know if these are easy to look up. I don't see any numbers. Transformation. All right, we have the names of them. Let's see what it says. Every crisis is an opportunity to learn and grow. to act upon a higher plane of understanding. Your unsettled feeling is a signal of a profound transformation. Remember, I said connect with your own discomfort? Every ending is a new beginning. The point of transformation is like reaching the very darkest hour of the night or the very coldest day of winter. That's the turning point. From here, it can only get brighter and it can only get warmer. Taoists view an end as the natural transition to a beginning. A force that has exhausted itself must end in order to regenerate. The card of transformation strikes like thunder. Ooh, I just spit on my book. Sorry, I hope you didn't see that. And if you didn't see that, I told you. Everyone will go through this extensive process of transformation at some point, and it can only result in renewed awareness. Claim this loss and be willing to embrace departure and conclusion. Recognize the signs of change and embrace it. Gosh, there's that Wheel of Fortune here. Positive results are ensured. There we go. And the last one we have is Bright Future. And I want to look at the conflict card too, because the writing is very good. This is another deck that I hadn't taken out for probably since I got it. Maybe once. And the box just has nothing huge to let me know what it is from where I was looking at it. So it's just out of sight, out of mind. All right, so Conflict Earth says, Wu Huang, also known as the Five Earths, represents conflict. It is the convergence of five forces fighting each other for dominance in the middle ground, for dominance of the middle ground. Look at these horses. They're like bulls. Can you see? See them? Wow, okay. There are casualties and ill feelings with no resolution in sight. The first conflict pertains to decision making. There are different opinions behind each decision, creating distractions and illusions. It's important to walk away at this time, remain on a higher plane, and stay in the center of the decision making. Rise above heated discussions and calmly assess the nature, purpose, and motive of each opinion. Don't let others influence you. If you seek guidance regarding career, business, or investment opportunities, it's important to slow down and contemplate what you are really asking. It's not the right time to make quick decisions. Oh, there's an awful lot more here, but I'm not going to read an awful lot more. We'll just pretend there's only those couple paragraphs, and then let's look at Bright Future. And this says balanced elements. Okay. They're not in alphabetical order or anything, so you just have to look through every single one of them to find the listing. Okay. Depart from the conflicts and surround yourself with the wood elements, such as forests and gardens, and some fire of Azrael. Let's hope the charcoal's still going. Yes, there we go. What's going on? I hear noises. By the way, Pyewacket and Gilbert say hi. Barely saw him. All right. So, surround yourself with forests and gardens. This card is about a great future, a new stage of your life. North Node, karmic path forward. Oh, somebody's playing in the bag. I think it's Mitchell. It's about a great future, a new stage of your life, and all auspicious happenings. The door of nature has opened wide. Enter and gaze upon the living, vibrant world. The natural world wakens to the voice of hope and lives in the now. Connect with nature to regenerate your life force and dissipate your stress by tuning into the natural rhythm of an ecosystem and leaving behind the strident demands of an artificial environment. So this is another Saturn in Pisces thing. Instead of us imposing structure, we allow ourselves to kind of dissolve and to, become one with the bigger structure that's going on in nature. What you have endured was part of your life journey and purpose. Karma. Long suffering is over. No matter how impossible or desperate the current situation is, it is only an illusion which will soon disappear if it hasn't already. Goodness sometimes comes with sacrifice, whether it takes the form of a separation, failure, loss, or unbearable ending. However, these are the forces of rebirth. Your next journey will bring you to a higher purpose. That is so North Node. Go for it without fear or delay. The healing comes with your willingness to accept the truth of where you now stand at this stage of the journey and convert the valuable lessons learned into an enlightened inaugural point to move forward. That Temperance card, converting these lessons, assimilating lessons. From now on, you will feel different. You'll feel more focused. You have absolute clarity of what needs to be done, and you're confident you're no longer alone. Okay. So, same message, just a little more compact and succinct. All right, let's see. Loaded dice. Maybe number 2 still has something to say. Good point. Good point. You may have to go back there. Okay, we'll go back to 2 next. Hi, Nakog. Come Persian? Kalasco cave art. Yeah, it does. The bulls. Hello. Cyber Milanos. Oh, double dark chocolate, please. Dark chocolate mint. Okay, pie rocket. Aw, I love my pie. You are so welcome. Nikog, if that's how you pronounce it. You are so welcome to be. Orange mulatto. Oh, yes. Hell yes. 1 chocolate, 1 orange. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Okay, let's go back to number 2. They're telling me 3 cards. All right, otherkin. These started to levitate. We have 2 of Swords. We have Knight of Cups, and we have Queen of Pentacles. Okay, fucking, yeah, they had to give me quartz, didn't they? So Knight of Cups is at the top, and it talks about opportunity and offering. What do we have to offer emotionally? What do we have to give? So we want to, of course, make sure that we are filling our own well so that we have something to give. You know, from our well, we can give our gifts and our support. 2 of Swords, look at the head in the sand. Didn't I just read something about a head in the sand? I don't know. Anyhow, 2 of Swords kind of echoes the 8 of Swords. So this deck is pulled both of the blindfolds for us and is saying that we need to be, I was going to say brutally honest, but we don't need to be brutal about the honesty that we're having with ourselves. We can be gentle about it. We can be, as long as we're clear about it and uncompromised about it, you know, uncompromising about the honesty. We can pull our head out of the sands. There's still something more for us. Knight of Cups always has something to offer. And the Queen of Pentacles, look at that sweet little bunny boo. The Queen of Pentacles keeps us in resources, and there's the Empress. So the strong message I'm getting here is that we are cared for. We are cared for, even with weather upheavals. You know, I'm thinking about the snow in California and thinking this is how new ice ages start. When you have feet and feet and feet of snow compacting and compacting and compacting, that's how glaciers get started. So she is correcting herself. She's cooling herself down. And the Empress here says no matter how much of that rock and rolling goes on, the Empress says she's got us. You know, there's abundance for us. We are cared for. We are provided for. Okay. Neko girl. I get it. Neko girl. Oh, Neko. That's awesome. And of course, how did I not see? Well, see, I didn't see the girl. I saw the 1, and then my brain saw like numbers for the rest of it. Neko, sugoi ne. All right. Suggested new view. Moving out of dislike of quartzes. I'm skilled at reading them. Thank you, Tavia. Yeah, I am focused. I have been kind of focusing on them more because I have such a distaste of them. Thank you for that reminder, dear. I needed it. Okay, now who do we have? We have 3, 4. We just have the last deck. Really? Wait a minute. No, we have fairies too. I was gonna say, what the hell? All right, so I have 1 and 6 left. 1 or 6. 1. Ba-boom. He's catching on. All right, now what I have done with this deck, they are all in order right now. And this deck, Froude's Fairies, has 5 sets of 13 cards. And then we have this one, which is the guide. The first set is called the Singers of the Realms, and this is the pure energy, beyond form. So, you know, if you want to call them gods, goddesses, angels, fairies, of course, but this is the pure energy level. The next group of 13 is the Sidhe. So these are like the lords and ladies. This is the royalty of the fairies manifest on the earth. Then the next set is guides and guardians. The next one is, let's see, 42, I think. 52. 4. Yes, okay. The next set here is the Helpline Troop. These are the ones that can help us with the really little stuff, the day-to-day stuff, you know. These, it kind of is stepping down. And then the last group is the Challengers. So I thought I'd like to keep the groups separate and take one from each, because I think that will be interesting, you know? I just don't know what order to do them in. I sat and thought, and I tried to, you know, got out some paper and tried to sort of design a reading, and I didn't get very far. So we're just going to do it this way and see where they take us. I love them moving out of my dislike of chords. Let's do the time warp again. All right. You are very welcome, Catherine. All right. And here's the... So, let's... I'm going to cut them. Or, who wants to come out of here? Which one of the singers is calling for us now? All right. We have Singer of the Chalice. All right. Which of the fairy royal court, the Seelie and the Unseelie court? The fairy godmother. Isn't that wonderful? All right. Then we have, I've noticed we've had the same kind of format all night with this sort of upside down horseshoe. Ooh, they're telling me something else to do. Once I get these 5 out, I'm going to put everything together with this, and we will have one last one up there. Oh, there we go. We have the undressing of a salad. So we can put these together now. Then we have, actually, you go there, there, and there. Okay, Helpline. This is very interesting so far. Mikkalamuckle. And then we have the Challengers. The Glenconer. Ooh, okay. Let me shuffle these up, including the guide. Oopsie. was I able to roll that backwards? I'm very warm right now, and I was freezing when I sat down. You know what happens here. Okay. And I've never used this deck this way, but I started really working with it again in terms of the different groupings. And I thought, why? And I even looked in the book. It's like, why is there not a spread for this? One more riffle, and then we cut. As I blow my cedar all over the place. All right. Ooh. Here we go. Ooh, we got 2. We got 3. All right, those will be the last. So here we have the Singer of the Chalice. So this spirit is about joy, about overflowing, being full, having your cup full. It's, you know, the joyful, blissful emotions. So this is the receptive. This is the receptive. This is you as a vessel. All right? So when we're looking at this highest spiritual realm, what is calling for our attention is something that wants to fill us up and wants us to be the vessel to receive. What kind of chalice are we? You know? How interesting to kind of imagine yourself as a chalice and what it would look like. But when I go out to, you know, do my devotions to the moon, I throw my arms up like this, and I, you know, when you're drawing down the moon, I allow her to fill me up. So the Singer of the Chalice talks about energies that are waiting to fill us up. That, okay, I'm trying to catch it, that we're going dry inside, we're shriveling up, and there's joy that wants to pour into us. We need to become the vessel. There is as much bliss and joy as we have ever wanted, waiting for us, but we're drying up, we're shrinking and shriveling. So it's a good thing Saturn, dry old Saturn, is going into the foggy realm of Neptune, so that maybe it can juice up again. Singer of the Chalice says, be ready to receive. We have so much to give. And here's the fairy godmother saying, what is your wish, my darling? What is your wish? Do you need a beautiful gown for the ball? Do you need a beautiful chariot to take you there? You know, or a coach. So the fairy godmother these first two are like, what the hell are you waiting for? Blessings are here. Are you ready to receive them? It's not the fault of the blessings that we're not feeling them. It's the vessel that has such a crack in it. No matter whatever comes in to fill it is running back out. So what does that look like? Let's take care of those places that have cracked us in the past, and not in a good way. And look at how we can tend to that wound. And literally bring it healing so that that crack can knit together and be whole again. And then we can be filled. Because fairy godmother is like, it's right here. All you have to do is state your wish. Then the undressing of a salad talks about imagining the impossible. It's about what's possible and what we think is impossible. It's undressing, or it's also dressing of a salad. It's both ways. But you think about, you know, how do you undress a salad? That's impossible. Well, let's throw that idea out. Nothing is impossible, especially with the fairies. And this is the, these are the guides and guardians. So what is going to be our guardian here is opening up our mind and kind of pushing past the idea of things being impossible. So, okay, wait a minute. So this is, I'm just letting them come through. This is what, okay, I just lost it. It was very, very nebulous coming through. Sorry. All right. So our safety lies in always being able to imagine beyond a certain situation. Imagine beyond. That yes, it is possible. No matter what you're giving to me, it is possible too. All right, fill in the blank. Mickle talks about little joys, little happinesses. So taking time here, you know, there's big shit happening here, big shit. And Mickle says how we access that big shit is by taking joy in the little shit. All right. So this is the helpline troop that takes care of like the mundane and the day-to-day small stuff. And he says if you take delight in those small stuffs, like that Milano cookie, you know, if you take delight in these tiny everyday things that you have infinite access to, that takes us into the big joy. That also opens up this vessel to receive more. And then the Glanconner, our fairy challenger here, is about illusions and things that are seductive and that attract us, that are illusionary or delusionary even. So we have to beware of, we don't want to get into this Neptune Piscean place where everything is wonderful and love and light and oh, it's lovely and nothing is wrong. And we don't want those rose-colored glasses or those glasses or the blinders to come on. And the Glanconner is the one that can bring those blinders. He is the one that can show up looking so attractive. But there's that tiny little thing in the back of your mind that says, this is too good to be true. Something doesn't feel right about this. Oh, but it's so beautiful and I deserve good things. And then all of a sudden, kaboom, right? Okay. Let me move these guys down some more and line them up as I do so that we can look at these other three. Arvel Parrot, communication. We have to communicate. We have to be loud and proud about what it is that going on in our minds. The Oakman. This is also one of the helpline, and so is Arvel Parrot. Communication, strength. And then we have the Singer of Transfiguration. There's also a Singer of Initiation. Singer of Initiation says you're going through a big transition time. The Singer of Transfiguration says you're already through it. And you know, wheels, big wheels, little wheels. We are transitioning all the time. We are transforming all the time. We are in, you know, the middle or starting into a big cycle change with Pluto changing signs. Saturn changing is a smaller cycle, but still a weighty one, still a chunky one, you know, a significant amount of time. But the Singer of Transformation reminds us of all of the changes we've been through. Transfiguration is about changing from the inside. It's about those understandings. I've talked about mystery before, the lessons that you become, these things that hit you on such a profound level that they just change your fucking DNA, you know? You feel that shift. And you come out the other side utterly changed. That's what transfiguration, but it's reminding us of the times we've been through this already. We've been through this before, which means we're strong enough to survive, which means we need to talk about it, think about it. How was that? What did I learn from that? How did it make me stronger? And sharing, communicating and sharing, you know, better out than in. So it's time to release our burdens, the burden that we've been carrying, keeping our stories and our traumas and stuff to ourselves and the past and stuff to ourselves. Out with it. We're strong enough, and we have weathered these deep, profound changes many times in the past. It's just time to remind yourself of those times and the fact that you are strong enough. Nothing is impossible. Our fairy godmother is here watching us. She will take care of us. We are ready to let blessings pour in. We take delight in the very small things of everyday life, and we're going to keep our eyes open through this transit through Pisces of Saturn. We're going to keep our eyes open if something looks too good to be true, or if you find yourself mentally convincing yourself of why something really is the best. Then maybe it's the Glenconer who's just sort of pulling a little veil over your face, a little veil of illusion. All right, now I'm going to catch up. Okay. Wow, okay. Of course, the fairy godmother came out. Yep. This deck is Froude's Fairies. The Celtic Shaman. Ooh. I don't have that one. Wow, first card, spiral back around. I'm a vessel waiting, anticipating, being filled, overflowing, that I might give and receive. Yes, that's amazing. Cheska Potter, no, this is Brian Froude. Here. The Fairies Oracle, Brian Froude and Jessica Macbeth. There's another one called Heart of Fairy. That deck does not resonate with me at all. This one, ba-boom. Okay. Yes, the guidebook is amazing. Maybe 3 mulattoes. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think I am going to go back and keep them, separated when I go to use them, because there's something distinct that each group has to add, And look at these last 3 cards. So we have Helpline and we have the Singers. So talk about as above, so below. The highest level spiritually and the lowest down to earth level here we're encompassing them all as we've gone through these transitions. Okay, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Just kick both shoes off into the corner. I like that. Yes, she is funny. The Phoenix. Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, makes you stand tall. And there was a thing that came across the other day that said, was talking about childhood trauma. And it said, I didn't need to be strong. I needed to be a child. So the what doesn't kill you, make you stronger. Yes, I do agree with that to a certain extent. And we don't need trauma in order to be strong. We don't. But anyhow, I do agree. And what doesn't kill you make you stronger? No, what doesn't kill you makes you traumatized. Trauma makes you traumatized, and you get stronger because you're forced to deal with the trauma. So anyhow, I understand what you're saying. So yes, sorry to be argumentative. I don't mean to be. And then the last one we have is Barbara Walker. Bringing up the rear. I've had this deck for a very long time. Very, very long time. Let's see, when did it come out? In the 80s, I think. 1986. Alrighty. Let's see what she has to tell us. Oh, Cheska Potter. I see. Cheska. I like that. It's like Jessica, but it's Cheska. I love you, Sam. I wonder where our Darcy is tonight. I miss her. I'm going to go kidnap her very soon. Hear that, Darce? I'm sending you bunches and bunches and oodles of love, my dear. All right. They're showing me 10 cards. And we're very lean and mean tonight. We're not even an hour and a half yet. But the messages have been so clear. They want me to do it this way, so we'll do it this way. I'm glad it's a smaller deck. then we are going to turn this one first. Seclusion. Ooh, Four of Swords. Dagon, the Prince of Wands. Virginal, the Queen of Cups. See, they haunt me, Tavia. Then we have Passage, the Six of Swords. We had Six of Swords come up again. We've had Queen of Cups come up. The Prince would be Knight. Have we had Knight of Wands? No, we had King of Wands. Elaine, Princess of Cups. Yes, I mean, they just kind of they come crowding at me like, deal with us. So yes, I will. Then we have Sorrow. Look at Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Work, the Devil, and the Chariot. Holy shit. Okay. Prince of Wands, Queen of Cups, Six of Swords. So, Passage. Prince or Knight of Wands. Let me make sure in this deck. I think it does go Princess, Prince, King, Queen. Princess, Prince, Queen, Queen, King, yes. Okay. So, he's like the Knight of Wands. And let's read about Dagon, because we get deity names here, and it's worth looking up. On his sun and moon altar, the god displays both animal and human characteristics. Dagon's wand and cauldron symbolize fire and water, as his goat head and fish tail. You know what that is, you guys? It's Capricorn. Okay, the sea goat. His goat head and fishtail symbolize earth and sea. These appeared later in the zodiacal sign of Capricorn. Also called Yam, Phoenix, or Molech, he was a dual-natured consort of the cyclic goddess Atargatis. His card suggests the unconventional, unexpected, unpredictable, or startling, seeming irrational, but having underlying consistency. And see, this is one of the issues I have with court cards, is they're so radically different from deck to deck. But I love this, talking about unexpected stuff. You know what that sounds like? Aquarius. You got the picture of Capricorn here, but we're talking about unexpected things. So we're talking about the Pluto shift here. Truly. Virginal, the Queen of Cups. The Ice Queen stands in the Cave of the Heart. Her crystalline cup rests on an inaccessible mountaintop. In Virginal's glacial realm, the water element is frozen. Like her eastern counterpart Durga, the inaccessible, she once represented the mountain mother nourishing her world suckling and remaining entirely indifferent to the adult male. Beautiful but non-sexual, she contributed some of her character to the medieval Holy Virgin. She stands for cold, purity, dedication to high ideals, and apparent heartlessness, but may bring great spiritual nourishment. So here we've got the vessel again. But look at this, unexpected things, and then we've got ice, which Scorpio is the ice form of water. So I think here, this passage through difficult times is, we're going to confront unexpected things, and we have to tap into our fiery nature there, and we're going to have to let our emotions cool down and slow down, you know? So what's she talking about here? Being not emotionally reactive, you know? All that ice, crystal clarity about emotions, and that helps us in our passage with the Six of Swords going through troubled waters. Then we have Elaine, the Princess of Cups. In her temple, the red-cloaked Lily Maid, Moon Virgin, reveals the secret identity of the Grail and the Cauldron of Regeneration, Elaine's Cauldron. Modeled on the famous Gundestrup Cauldron, depicts the mystery of sacrifice and apotheosis, which is resurrection to a godlike condition. Her cup is precisely positioned against her own body to suggest a womb symbol. She signifies mystical insight, hidden knowledge, revelation, a person having the gift of wisdom or one needing to acquire it. So this is talking about emotional wisdom here. I think I want to take a hit on her. I may hit all the court cards, but we'll see. Seclusion, Four of Swords in the center. It's not about, recovery from illness, but seclusion. And truthfully, with Saturn into Pisces, because Saturn is reticent, it holds back, in a natal chart, like Capricorn rising, can make someone not necessarily shy, but not bubbly, kind of withheld, holding back, observant, and going through Pisces, which is seclusion, hidden things, it can really make us want to hide away and bring out our hermity ways. But this is a minor, not a major. So I think it really is just a reminder that we don't want to withdraw ourselves into seclusion, because we are looking at, being surrounded with emotional things that, really hit us in the feels. We don't want to go into seclusion and sorrow from it. Look at this seclusion, sorrow passage. This is talking all about navigating these emotions and dealing with them as things are happening, Now down here we've got work, plans, collaboration. We're going to go back to the whole family plan thing. What's your plan? Do you have things that will help you not worry about what ifs as far as weather and those kind of patterns go? But the devil here talks about the things that are still to be uncovered. The beginning of Pluto in a sign is the exposition period. And when he goes into Aquarius, the expositions, I think, are going to be explosive. And then we've got the Chariot to bring us through. I'm going to read a little bit on the devil and the Chariot. Now, just as a warning, this is short things in the book here, but there is a longer book that goes with this deck. And if you want, like, the history of the world in every card, Barbara Walker is astounding in the research that she has done, and it's a book so worthy of having. Learned so many things from her. In traditional pose, the devil occupies a dais between two humans. Standard symbols include his goat feet and horns, pointed ears, black candles, flaming torch, downward pointing pentacle, and the finger pose representing the horned head. As Lucifer, the devil was revered by Gnostics who adopted the Persian idea that God and the devil were twin brothers. The latter unjustly exiled from heaven by his tyrannical twin. Even the Orthodox admitted that both were needed in their dualistic religion. If the bright deity was not to be held responsible for evil, then the dark deity had to be there to take the blame. The Tarot devil recalls the early mystery cult's requisite meeting with the Lord of the Underworld, who would expound his secrets. Well, this is the spiritual dark night of the soul, the death and rebirth, right? You have to confront that. He seems to be, who would expound his secrets, he seems to be teaching. He represents physical and sexual forces, unconscious fears and desires, the power of the id, new self-knowledge in areas formerly suppressed. So, and then we've got the Chariot. So we remind ourselves that we are indeed in the driver's seat. All right, the crown man, blah, 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 he represents youthful complacency, pride in life's early success. His lack of reins hints that he is not in control of his fate. The ancients used chariot images to remind each triumphant hero that his glory couldn't last forever. The road of the chariot also means the road to death. The Tarot's black and white horses, sometimes sphinxes, stand for uncontrollable drives and the vicissitudes of life. The chariot means material success, achievement, or transitory splendor, perhaps attended by brashness or arrogance. Okay, so we're on the move, but the path that we're going down, and then we've got failure. Holy shit, you guys, what is this about? Hold up. All right. Cups are 1, 2. Pentacles 1, 2. Swords are 1, 2, 3. 1 wand. two majors. So swords, the swords predominate here. And so this is the conflict that we're dealing with. I'm going to take hits on it and we get another one. The King of Cups. So all three of the four of the Court of Cups have come out. So we really need to be in touch with our own emotional nature. You know, we need to acknowledge that as adults, we have been through the ringer and we can face our own emotions without backing down, you know, without trying to shut ourselves off from them or without trying to freeze them out too. I want one more here. We get defense. And then we get the Hermit. All of this seclusion stuff, you guys. Merlin, more. More. So this is obvious. Valraven, more courts. Then we get the High Priestess. So these are people stacked on top of people. There are so many layers of human overlay, of human ideas, of us struggling to deal with our own emotions. Now we've got Wands, Pentacles, Cups. Was that all of the courts? Yes. And then we have the Hermit coming out. So here we are. This last gasp of Pluto in Capricorn, or almost last gasp. It's the last gasp, but two, because it's going to do it two more times, is going to have us confronting where we have failed as a collective, as a culture. Where have we failed? Where are we failing? And boy, I'm also getting the image of the staggered breathing that people do in a choir, so everybody's not taking a breath at the same time, and knowing that we need to check out now and again. We need to go into seclusion and deal with our sorrow and let somebody else be on the front line for a while. So I'm seeing that turning wheel of reinforcements and everybody cycling in and out of the front line, taking your turn in the active place and then going back into the receptive for self-care. You know, our creativity, those skills, and the Prince of Pentacles, learning new ways to deal with the material. So we have Prince and King of Wands. We have Queen, Princess, and King of Cups. And then we have the Prince of Pentacles. So yes, the Prince of Pentacles is talking about those new skills, a new level of skills in dealing with the material. Where do I take a hit, you guys? Where you want me to hit these cards here? Let me catch up with you guys and see where you're going. Okay. Thank you, Tavia. Yes, please hit the like button. Ooh. Yay, Samantha. Last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 1778. No shit. Yeah. Awakening to Point Zero by Greg Baden. Ooh. That's really an interesting title. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is intense. I mean, people that are looking at the US chart, we have Pluto in Aquarius, which mean and what does that rule? Revolution. When you put Pluto and Uranus together, you get revolution, you get explosiveness, sudden unpredictable things. Pluto rules atomic energy. Remember that? It's going into the realm of the sudden and the unexpected. So we are dealing with despots that want to take us down the wrong road. Regret. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles. Learning. Decline. And then the World in the middle. All right, so this is our big fat reminder that there's the balance. You know, all of the things we talk about are taking good care of ourselves spiritually and being the vessel, and how we take joy in the minuscule things of every day. Why do we do that? because we're in a shit show right now. And we don't want to deny that we're in a shit show. I mean, look at this: regret, decline, sorrow, seclusion, failure. But we also have passage, and we have the world. And that is just saying that it's the whole ball of wax. You know, this is life as a human. It's all of this and then some. It's all of it. The full gamut. From the absolute worst to the pinnacle of bliss is here right now. It's all here right now. And we can choose where we place our focus, where we place our attention. What was it that I was reading about attention? God, these things come in and go out so fast. I wish I could grab onto them. But, you know, we have a recording. So was it something you said, Samantha? What is it about attention? Damn it. Anyway, whatever. It was good. So we do have, yeah, absolutely, Tavia. Fire hose all the time. Okay, Greg Braden. All right. So think about, you know, we've got people calling for civil war in this country. And, you know, the big bad actors in this country are in government. They are in the halls of government, and they're doing their worst there. So we have a lot more to go through that's going to be incredibly upsetting. Hate to tell you, but we do. You know, change, big sweeping change, revolutionary change is not smooth and easy. It's not a smooth road. The karmic way forward, the North Node, is not a smooth road because it's unfamiliar territory. So all the more important that we have our eyes wide open and we know where to find bliss. When it's shit all around us, we know where to find bliss. No matter how bad it gets, we know where to find bliss. We know where to find comfort. We know where to find our own love. So, whoo-wee. Alrighty, you guys. Wow. Yes, we're going to make it. We're absolutely going to make it. Who was I talking to? Talking about how we're not going to destroy this planet. We can't destroy this planet. She is far too powerful for us. Look at this. We fuck up the weather systems, and she's trying to bring a glacial age to cool herself down. We are so minuscule compared to her, no matter what we think we can do with our atomic energy. Think of Krakatoa, Mount St. Helens. Think about the East Japan earthquake. That's the power she possesses. We don't have anything close to that. Nowhere near it. We can bring desolation to the species that are here right now, but as soon as we're out of the picture or we lay off, they come back. They come back. Have you ever seen those pictures of, or those shows about, you know, after people, the earth after people are gone, and how fast nature reclaims? I'm sure you've seen it around you if you see a building that's abandoned or something. And just how fast nature reclaims things. It's incredible. Okay. Right, TV's got some good videos on YouTube. Okay. Ah, Mother Nature bats last. Yes, Tavia, that's excellent. That's excellent. Yeah, they want chaos, but you know what? The thing is, they don't know what they're asking for. They're going to get chaos. They want chaos for us because they think that will give them control, that they will end up with the control. Let's throw it into chaos and then we can take control. What they don't know is that that chaos is going to hit them first. They are going to reap what they sow. There is no doubt about it. I have this sense of a deluge a-coming. Oopsie. So I want to take 3 more here just because I'm a glutton for punishment. Hold on. I take 3 more and then we're going to close it up. Whoop. 3 more, please. Final message. 3 more. 3 more. 3 more. Final message. 1, 2. We have the Hanged Man. We have Oppression. And we'll take the next one off the top. I picked up the deck upside down. Seclusion comes out again. Wow. Okay, there's going to be a whole lot beyond our control. There's certainly a lot that's oppressive, and look at seclusion. So Barbara Walker had nothing positive to tell us tonight, except that we're moving through it. You know, that's the Six of Swords there, is the passage says we are moving through. So, sorry to land on a Debbie Downer. Oh, I want to tell you something too, because I'm noticing this is a very old book that the staples are getting rusty, and I'm thinking about the pages probably coming out. You know what to do with your little white book when you get it. Open it up to the middle where you can see the staples and just put a piece of clear tape there and a piece of clear tape here, and it won't fall apart. All right, hot tip. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out. It's been an interesting evening for me, certainly. I do feel the, you know, the Pisces influence tonight. There was a lot that just came really easy. So yay, yay, Saturn and Pisces. All right, you guys, anarchy rules. You got it. You got it. You know, what are we really in control of here? This. Mostly. All right. So please hit the like button on your way out. If you got an awful lot out of this and you value this channel and you would like to support, there are links down below where you can send me a small donation or a big donation, whatever you want is welcome. There's also a Patreon, and welcome to, and I can't think of her name right now, I have a new patron and I want to welcome her. I will send her a message on Patreon. But you can join that. It's just $3 a month, and I don't promise any exclusive content, but you get extras here and there. I appreciate and bless you for everything you send my way and just for your presence here, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your week. Take good care of yourselves, keep yourselves safe, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you next time. You are so welcome. All right, you guys. I will see you next time. Till then, this is Luna. Blessed be.